Hello everyone and welcome to the demo of Data Visualization CSE 578 group project. Our team name is VAST 2017 MC2 Anu. These are the team members for this particular project. In this project, we aim to solve the VAST challenge. Let me first tell you what a VAST challenge is. It's an annual competition which is held every year, and the goal of this challenge is to advance the field of vision analytics through competition. We have been provided a data set for a particular challenge and we aim to solve the questions asked in the challenge. We chose VAST 2017 Mini Challenge 2 for our project. The problem statement revolves around a hypothetical city called Mistford, which has a wildlife preserve in which the population of rose-crested blue pipit, a local bird, is decreasing. There are 4 factories in Mistford which release harmful effluents into the atmosphere. The state government has installed 9 sensors in the vicinity of the factories, and this data is made available to the participants. We have to analyze the data and build a system to determine if any factories are responsible for releasing harmful gases and which are the chemicals which are being released. The initial data consisted of the wind data and the sensors data, and we were also provided with the location coordinates of the factories and the sensors. We use the wind direction and the distance of the factories from each sensor to derive an estimated ranking mechanism. This is how our final dataset looked like. We calculated the highest and the second highest contributors, so on. The tools and the technologies used for this project are listed. We have used Python, JavaScript, and D3.js library for visualization. We also used a simple HTTP server to get us the data. Now let's move over to the demo of the video. This is the landing page of our website, Mystery at the Wildlife Preserve. This is the main visualization that we have developed, also called as our innovative visualization. As you can see, we have shown the location of the 4 factories and the relative location of the sensors around them. We have also provided a calendar to filter out the data for each particular month. We have added a compass on the left-hand side which shows the wind speed and the wind direction. Now let's start this animation and see what happens. As you can see, the arrows keep changing to show the direction of the wind at each hour. The intensity of the smoke is represented by the color. Once you click on a sensor, you see this multi-line graph which shows the average reading per day versus the time. You can choose to filter based on the month, and you can also click and unclick on a legend to show the data for that particular chemical. Once you click on the line graph, you can see a box plot on the right-hand side, which shows a summarized view for the chemical reading values. The ends of the box shows the interquartile range, and the median and the max is also depicted in the tooltip. If you click on a particular factory, you get 2 visualizations. One is a heat map and another is a alluvial diagram on the right-hand side. The heat map depicts the average reading for a particular chemical, and the data is represented for April, August, and December. You can change the chemical through this radio button. A legend has also been added that shows the variation between the readings over a day. The alluvial plot shows the relationship between 3 different data points, which are the factories, emission from the factories each month, and the chemical emitted by these factories. It gives a zoomed out view of the chemical emissions from the factories, since we can quickly look at the direction and flow and determine various information, such as the factories which emit the most chemical, the chemical which was emitted the most, etc. Some of the findings that we were able to derive from this plot is that December is the month where the maximum emissions are being recorded. Roadrunner Fitness Electronics is the major contributor to chloroniridine, and Apollomonia has almost equal contributions from all the factories. In conclusion, I would like to say that we were able to successfully implement a visual analytics system using the techniques we learned throughout the course. We also learned how a system can be used to identify the hidden patterns, and we were able to answer all the questions in the mini challenge. Through the proper division of responsibility, each of us was able to contribute to this project. We helped each other with testing and improving the overall look and feel of our website. Lastly, all of us developed our skill set in data visualization using D3, and I'm confident that this might help us in the future. Thank you.